Hello, sweet souls. This is DTO in the flow. And today I get to have two extraordinary soul brothers on the show. And we're going to share with you a remix project called Shakti Bass, and Fractal Force, as well as Skysia, will be here to speak all about this amazing project that is launching May 8th. Let's take a deep breath. The powerful, transformative nature of music. That's one of those commonalities that I have with these fellow amazing producers. And I am honored to say that I'm a part of this remix album. And let's bring on Fractal Force, and he is going to share a little bit about his journey with creating music. How's it going, Fractal Force?
Amazing. How are you?
Great. I love how you are the design. That's so awesome. Love it. Awesome. So this is a 5Q interview show. So let's kick it off with the first question, which is, what is your personal journey with music and when did it all begin?
Well, it really began when I was a little baby. As soon as I started crawling, I would crawl over to my older brother's room and knock on the door and say, la, 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 la. I wanted him to play some music for me. He was an amazing classical guitar player. So he would just play for me for hours. And then my whole family is very musical. My grandfather immigrated from Russia to Brazil, and he started his life playing piano in the black and white movie theaters because that was the only thing he could do. He didn't know how to speak the language. And then later growing up, we always had a piano at the house, and my father played lots of instruments, guitar, piano, harmonica, and I grew up around that. So that's kind of how it started, really.
That's awesome. So question 2, so when did you first begin producing?
So I first started producing music when I was about 17 years old. I used to work in a music studio in Brazil as the assistant sound engineer. And there were two studios. One was for making music for movies and documentaries, and the other one was just a recording studio for instrumental Brazilian jazz. They recorded all kinds of incredible artists, Grammy Award artists. And I was 17 years old. I was the guy that would set up the drums and make coffee for the artists and clean the machines and all that. But then I learned, and then I started making jingles, commercial music with keyboards in the computer back in the day before it was called Cakewalk. It was really the beginnings of electronic music production. I started doing back then. Yeah.
Oh, that's really inspirational because, yeah, when you say Cakewalk, then people are like, oh, yeah, back in the day.
Right.
So when people listen to Fractal Force, like, what are some testimonials you get? So what is your unique sound design? I know not every producer can answer that fully, but what makes it, do you add like organic sounds, electronic sounds? Like, kind of what's your ingredients? What's the recipe to how you're creating music?
I really like to mix acoustic and electronic. So I do play some acoustic elements like Native American flute or handpan. Those things are in almost all my tracks with the heavy bass, right? With the 808 bass and natural sound elements of birds and river and thunders and jaguars and that kind of stuff. As far as keyboards, I use analog synths and all the software synths as well. I think that mostly the unique thing about my music, I would say, is the energy that I want to bring is the energy of the bringing up the Shakti. So this particular remix album called Shakti Bass is a combination of heavy bass with mantras in Sanskrit. The original album, we have incredible collaborations with people like Tina Malia and Rigzin and Sonia Drakulic, Amadora, Sita Devi, which are, they sing in Sanskrit, but with the heavy bass underneath. So it's the union of the sacred masculine with the divine feminine.
I love that. That's a delicious sound design, right?
Right, exactly.
Awesome. And so when you play, do you, of course, now that we're quarantined, it's COVID-19. So how do people respond to your music? Is your music more for like dancing? Is it for like inward journey? For a lot of people that have followed my music, they may not have ever heard of your music. So I think it's always a great opportunity to introduce what kind of style.
Yeah, so the original album, the Shakti Bass album, it's something when I go out and DJ, I play that more towards the end of the journey. I tend to wait a little bit until I drop those bass bombs with the mantras in it, because I don't think people are completely ready for it right in the beginning of an ecstatic dance, for example. So I kind of wait till towards the end, and usually at that point people are more warmed up and they're just flowing more. So they respond really well. You know, the last time I played, my friend said, you know, your music really goes in between the fabric of the matrix. It merges well with the people.
Wow, I love that. And that's exactly where you're located, in the fabric of a mandala. So my last question is, so tell us a few, like, how did you come up with this vision? Because I'm one of the remix producers, Skysia, who will be on in a moment. Like, tell us how all of a sudden it came to you to create this remix project.
Well, the beginning of this was because I was part of the Shiva Sound. You know, it changed the name to Solar Sound, which was a all-man workshop in Nevada City, where I was one of the teachers teaching Logic. And there were 40 men, people from all over the place, Australia, Costa Rica. We were all in this for a week-long retreat in Nevada City, just learning each other how to produce music, trading sample files. And then at that point, I connected with like Jordan, that's one of the remixers of this album. Circada is one of them too. So I connected with lots of those guys there. Then we decided, because at that time it's when I was releasing the original, and I said, hey guys, would you like to release this album, this remix album? And then a bunch of them jumped in. And then later on, I met Skysia at Totality Festival, and then he jumped in, and also Sean Barry, I met him in LA most recently, and he jumped in. But the core group is the core group from Solar Sound, which is it's this workshop that this guy named Robin Lippman puts together every year, and it's just growing. And it was an incredible experience to be, you know, with 40 guys sharing electronic music production tips and sounds. That's awesome. And sitting in circle and doing breath work together. It was a really amazing experience, and it was the origin of this idea.
Oh, I love that story. Yeah. And I know you met my manager, Mark. I think he reached out to you with Buddha Music Group. And, you know, our intention is raising the vibrations of the planet through art and music. And that was great, because he was like, oh, DTO, you got to meet Fractal Force. And I was like, okay. And then I know we had like a conversation. Somehow we got each other's text message, phone numbers. And then you sent the group message to different remix producers that you curated. So it was an honor to get that opportunity. And I want to show the artwork, and I think this is a great transition to bring on not only the remix producer, but we have, you know, a very talented graphic artist, Skysia, and here he is. Skysia, how's it going, brother? Nice to see you.
How you guys doing?
Fantastic. So tell us about the artwork. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to put it on the screen while you share. It's
really gorgeous. I was trying to play off a little bit of his previous album artworks. He always kind of had the Sri Yantra, I believe it's called, in the middle of his album artwork. So I really wanted to play off that. But I wanted to give a little bit more of a 3D vibe to it. So adding that kind of 3D texture, as in, you know, it's, yeah, like there's a little bit of dimensionality to it that I really wanted to include. And was fine. It took me a little bit, actually. There was a lot of different versions before this one. Yes. We finally figured it out. We got the color right, and we got this kind of glow coming from the middle, and yeah, we're really happy with it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and it's awesome because you know, your artwork has, as you said, is like multi-dimensional and 3D or 4D or 5D or however many Ds people are getting into this. And so it's really beautiful. So I want to share with everyone that hasn't yet jumped onto the PreSave campaign. We're going to do I think each song, and Skysia, which song did you remix?
Tantra Mantra.
Tantra Mantra. Okay. And I did Open Ceremony that features Jayuta on vocals. And let's play through. I think each one's like a 15-second sample. So let's have a listen to Fractal Force and his vision to have a remix project called Shakti Bass.
Namah Shivaya. Namah
There it is.
Shakti Namo Namo झाका पुचिका परमेश्वरी
Wow. Wow. That's powerful. Well, that's extraordinary. That's,
Definitely a lot of talented producers. We have 8 different producers in this album, and these guys are all rock stars and so good and so talented. Such an honor to collaborate with all these guys, and this project, it happened really quickly. If you think about it, we only started working on this maybe a couple months ago, and during the COVID thing. So it's been a saving grace for me, just being home here and having these brothers to connect to and do something productive together has been a saving grace. It's been such a good thing to put energy in, and awesome to get to know each one of them as well, closer, both of you and all the other ones. It's been so awesome. Really cool.
Yes, thank you for inviting us, Fractal Force. Appreciate that. And Skysia, do you have any closing words?
No, yeah, I'm just super excited to be a part of it. This was one of the best tracks. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of where it went, and I gotta say, it took me longer than any other track I've ever worked on. It was a lot of hours, and I was really trying to go on that full journey, and I'm really happy with where it ended up.
Well, you inspired me to bring my sub from the garage into our main studio place, because the level of frequencies and the bottom of the core of the earth that you brought, it was almost like this doesn't work on small speakers. I gotta bring it, and I have amazing QSCs. Yeah. So it's I gotta get my 1,000-watt sub. That's my QSC in addition to my K12s and everything else. So. Awesome. Well, thank you, brothers. So grateful to be a part of this collaborative community and creating life-enhancing music for the planet. And as what you said, Fractal Force, for us to come together during this time in human history to produce something that's so powerful that we have no clue the ripple effects and internationally how it's going to reach so many people. And I love just the range of talent, as you were mentioning, when I went through all of those sequentially. And so anyone out there, this will be available worldwide May 8th. You can follow this on a multitude of platforms. A lot of people, of course, in the spiritual yoga communities like Spotify, but there's so many other platforms that this will be available on. So make sure to check it first thing Friday, May 8th. And we appreciate all of this collaboration. I know this is just the beginning, right? So
that's right.
Absolutely. Awesome, brothers. We appreciate you being here, and I just love the colors and the. I got to put the logo up or the artwork up again, because it's behind the image is now the visionary. You're like the wizard behind it. Multi-dimensional. Awesome, brothers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome.
Appreciate.
And I always love the morning when you wake up and you check your Spotify. You're like, oh, yeah, there it is. It's one of those cool feelings as a music producer, especially as you said, Skysia, all the time and effort and all of us put into this and be like, it's out there.
Finally there.
Totally. All right. Keep on enjoying your day. And I can't wait for tomorrow morning to wake up and listen to this. All right. Take care, guys.
Guys.
Ciao. Peace.